Yo, welcome back to another video, man. Today, we got some Tommy G. I ain't gonna lie, I haven't reacted to some Tommy G in a minute. You feel me? Had to make it back. You feel me? I seen that he posted investigating America's richest pastor. You already know it's gonna be some corrupt joint. You feel me? So let me put that bit like that. Oh god. Hold on, video. That's how you know the video want me to start, bruh. We got Tommy G investigating America's richest pastor, bro. It's been a minute since I reacted to some Tommy G, bro. So it's great because I feel like this is gonna be a great video to get back into it. It seems like it's gonna be juicy. The junk got 4 million views. You feel me? Posted 2 weeks ago. I'm a bit late on it, but I'm trying to hop back into my my old stuff. Like I'm trying to react to more the stuff that I used to react to and stuff like that. Get back into it. You feel me? Bring out more content, blah blah blah. And after this, I'm going to record Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. I'm gonna be playing that junk. That junk just came out. I'm gonna be playing that junk on the second channel. Make sure you're sub to the second channel. But check out the second channel. You feel me? Also, check out the Patreon. I'm gonna be watching Snowfall, Don Da Don, Love Island, like a whole bunch of stuff. You feel me? And yeah. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. The original video gonna be linked down below. Without further ado, let's get into the video, man. I know if y'all watch Tommy G videos and see my old reactions, bro, you know this gonna be hella educational. You start questioning the stuff that you know and stuff like that, bro. I'm telling you, bro. That's why I love Tommy G videos, bro. It's basically like a whole nother point of view and stuff, bro.
Do you really believe that human beings are demons?
No, I do not. And don't you ever say I did.
No one's ever seen this. This is his original presentation to raise money from the 70s.
I think he started with good intentions, but I think power and money went to his head.
We're at a gate here.
And before the video starts, I know a lot of people don't want to face it or admit it, but there's a lot of corrupt pastors in the world, bro. You feel me? There's a lot of people that use religion as a way for them to like gain something, like usually money or something that they want, bro.
Oh boy!
Kenneth Copeland is one of the darkest individuals I've ever
Oh
come
my
across.
god.
Kenneth Copeland
Nah, they made this nigga look evil, bro.
is one of the darkest individuals I've ever come across.
Yo, they made this nigga look evil. That's my thumbnail. I ain't gonna lie.
Just off the property now.
Where's that badge, just by the way?
Off the property.
You
You want to see this? Off the property. Look, you just flash your gun.
In that magnificent name, the name of Jesus, amen.
Oh, nah.
Kenneth Copeland. You might recognize him for his interview on Inside Edition.
Do you really believe that human beings are demons?
No, I do not. And don't you ever say I did.
He's the guy that claimed to defeat COVID-19.
COVID-19!
COVID-19!
He speaks in tongues. And he claims he will live to 120.
Wait, what did he say?
And he claims he will live to 120.
I will live and preach this gospel till I'm 120 years old.
And he's not joking. And would you know, folks, that Kenneth Copeland is America's richest pastor, with estimates of his net worth ranging wildly from $300 million to nearly $1 billion. And
Bro, this nigga look like he look fake. Like he don't look like. Is it only me? He look like that old mask people be wearing, bro. Oh, bro, y'all know that meme of that guy drinking the alcohol. He like and he driving a car, and he got the old white person mask, bro. Y'all know what I'm talking about, bro. I need to find a picture of that junk, bro. He don't look real, bro. He look like I don't know.
And today, we're diving into a series of disturbing allegations concerning Copeland and his church, Eagle Mountain Ministries. Allegations like that he allegedly used church donations to build a private oil empire that rakes in millions. That he promised his donors a Christian retirement community, but instead, all that money allegedly went to things like this. So we flew to Dallas, Texas to infiltrate Kenneth Copeland's empire and expose the truth about his ministries. We teamed up with Nate of the religion business, who has dedicated the last few years of his life to exposing people like Kenneth. From standoffs on his private tarmac to uncovering his private hunting grounds, we show you the side of Kenneth Copeland that he has spent his entire life trying to conceal. Something you should know.
And another thing, bro, there's a lot of organizations that do that though. Like the black, you seen about the Black Lives Matter who they started it or something, somebody that started the Black Lives Matter movement, bro. It was like this lady, and she used all the money that she funded to buy like jets and all types of stuff, bro. It's crazy. It's a whole bunch of people that do like stuff like that, bro. They get money from people, and then they turn it and they use it for their own profit instead of using that money for something that they're preaching that they're working on, you know, or for a movement or for a business that they promised, or like something they give back to the community. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people like that, bro.
Before we get into the episode, we have completely restocked and revamped our Big Dog collection. We got new shirts on the site in green and brown, trucker hats, hoodies, all your favorites, restocked, ready to go. So get yours while supplies last at TommyGMcGee.com.
And make sure y'all shop at Tommy G, bro. Make sure y'all shop at Tommy G, bro. Shout out to Tommy G, man.
It's 7:30 right now. It's Sunday morning in Dallas, Texas. In about 3 minutes, we have a guy named Nate pulling up, who's part of something called the religion business. He's made it his job to bust out the nonsense that's happening in nonprofits and churches around the country and even the world. Nate suspects that Kenneth Copeland is actually a fraudster, allegedly, and that this is a man that we need to investigate, look into, and make sure we understand what is happening with all the money flowing through his church, all the broken promises, and how is a pastor worth nearly $1 billion?
That is OD. A pastor being worth almost $1 billion. It's crazy.
What's up, brother? It's good to meet you too, man. How are you doing? I'm doing good. I've got a really big 30 by like 40-inch map of his property, so we'll block it out. I think. Scoped out, it sounds. Oh yeah, we have this place down to the roads. I am Nathan Apfel, TV and film director, and my mission is to bring accountability into the religious institutions here in America and the world. I was raised a Christian, like raised in the megachurch scene, and I realized this whole system is a house of cards and it needs to be taken apart and be rebuilt.
Kenneth Copeland is one of the darkest individuals I've ever come across.
Justin Peters is a world-renowned preacher who uses a deep understanding of biblical scripture to expose the lies of prosperity gospel leaders like Kenneth Copeland. There is perhaps no Christian better suited to be an expert witness on the teachings of Copeland than him.
I honestly believe that Kenneth Copeland is demon-possessed.
I think he started with good intentions, but I think power and money and the ease in which people are manipulated went to his head.
This is Sarah. She worked for the Copelands for years, and after she could no longer take it, she chose to leave the church, even though she knew this would mean being cut off from her parents, who to this day still work there.
We were not allowed to talk to him or approach him in any way. He would come in with like fully armed security guards, which is a little weird when you're going into your own business.
That's facts, bro. A pastor going in with like security guards into your own church and own business, bro. Gotta be moving like you moving in the trenches. You feel me? That's crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I forgot how interesting Tommy G videos be, bro. It's been a minute, bro. I don't even remember the last time I reacted to this joint. Probably like 4 or 5 months ago, again. I'm not even like a super religious person, but I know a lot of like my homeboy is like really religious, like and stuff like that. He's really trying to like give his life to the Lord and stuff like that. It's just like it just makes you like I don't know, bro.
We've been looking at Kenneth Copeland for several decades.
This is Pete and Barry. They are private investigators who have spent decades looking into Kenneth Copeland, and I was shocked by some of the things they had dug up about Kenneth.
When my boss, Ole Anthony, sat down at breakfast with him in the 1970s, Kenneth Copeland ordered pancakes. He handed them back to the waitress and said, "God doesn't want me to eat cold pancakes." And everybody thought he was joking, and they looked at him, and everybody looked back and forth. He was serious. He was dead serious.
Kenneth Copeland has been raising money since the late 70s for the revival capital of the world, which is this. This is his sanctuary. So for 44 years, no one's ever seen this. This is his original presentation to raise money from the 70s. He used to mail this to people, to millions of people in the US, and ask for money.
There was never any real plan or any real push to have any of that done.
This is Melissa, another former Copeland ministry employee, and she spent 6 years with the church doing things like admin work, marketing, and ministerial relations.
Kenneth Copeland planned to build 6 things on this property. A ministry facility, which is the church building, the headquarters, his Kenneth Copeland and Eagle Mountain Church's headquarters, a resort hotel, paying members to use.
A resort hotel? Why you need all that stuff, bro?
Kingdom Park, a beautiful park to use.
Okay, a park makes sense. Like, it's a park. You feel me? But like a hotel though. Are there like religious like hotels and stuff like that out there in the world? I need to do my research on that. Are there like religious hotels and stuff? I wouldn't think so. Probably a few.
Radio and TV Center, and Wisdom Heights, which is a retirement community. So you give to me and you will be able to live in our retirement community, and all the while you'll get to come and watch broadcast TVs, our recordings. You'll get to live and enjoy the revival capital of the world.
Part of the revival capital of the world was actually finished, but most of it was not.
How are we going to penetrate this operation?
The main road's here. There's a railroad crossing here. We're going to come in. This is the main highway right here. This is the gate. There's sometimes a police officer stationed here, but the gate's open because there's going to be a couple hundred people pouring through here.
Do they have this police paid off? Like, are they paying this guy to watch?
They do have private security for the whole property. So we're going to come right through here. These are all the parking lots for the church. You're going to walk into the building. So there's a gate right here. So this is the private road. It's a dirt road that runs all the way here.
Okay.
All the way here, around here, and we can either jet down through the tarmac and come around to his house, or we could take this back road and kind of walk through here. But I say we just stick to the
tarmac, dude.
The tarmac it is.
We fly down here, catch that, boom,
yeah,
get to his house. Before I went to Copeland's church, I first wanted to donate to him so I could be a paid member and feel like I had a right to be in the places I would be investigating. And as soon as I did donate, he began and feel like
$69?
Before I went to Copeland's church, I first...
Oh my goodness, bro. I don't know. It's just like some people... You can just look at some people and be like, yo, there's something wrong with this dude. I don't know. I just get that same feeling with him, bro. And I'm not, I told you, I'm not like a religious person and stuff like that. But like, yo, you can like, there's just some people you can tell is like, okay, this person isn't really like either okay or right in the head, or something is like, something is not right, bro. And I get that vibe from him, bro. I'm not gonna
donate to him so I could be a paid member and feel like I had a right to be in the places I would be investigating.
Crazy, though.
And as soon as I did donate, he began to send me a barrage of emails. In his very first message, he offered to heal my body, eliminate my debt, and restore broken relationships. What a nice guy. The Copeland sent many emails, and one theme that kept popping up was donations. They used Bible verses to encourage giving with phrases like sow the seed, which really means send them money, and receive your anointing, which is allegedly what happens when God notices that you've donated to the Copeland.
If you sow a seed to Kenneth Copeland, you now have obeyed this divine law that says you will get back what you've given. You've given to a man of God. And so he justifies it because, hey, all believers should be healthy and wealthy.
They also promise to pray for you every single day if you become a partner of theirs, which leads me to wonder, did they turn pay for play into pay for pray? And one other tactic that stands out is what some call strategic generosity. You see, the Copelands offer you free little promotional items like an audio file from Gloria or a welcome box with their magazine of them in it. And some say that these small gifts are given with the intention that it will trigger a sense of obligation for you to send more money to them. And it's a clever cycle. You give to them to get blessed from God, the Copelands get your money, and somehow faith becomes a financial transaction. What are the odds they're gonna get police there?
I bet security is gonna catch us before we even get there.
I think we need to change our attire.
I agree. Let's get ready for church.
He said, let's get ready for church. Nah, bro. I'm not gonna lie, there's something definitely sketchy with that nigga. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That pastor looked crazy, bro.
I grew up going to, in what was at the time, one of the biggest mega churches in the country, Willow Creek Community Church. Thousands and thousands of people in a huge auditorium. There was escalators in the place, restaurant, cafeteria, bookstore, basketball courts.
Damn.
It was amazing. I've never had that, like, I have a spiritual...
The biggest church I ever went to was... I went to a big church before because they had like a basketball court. They had a soccer field. It was basically like a school too. Okay, so that's not really that shocking. Oh yeah, they did have a food court too. Damn, hold on.
Connection to God. And so I fell away from the church as I got older. What do you think it is that makes someone continue to give money to a guy that already has private jets, a 19,000 square foot house, and much, much more?
The poor and the sick are desperate.
Because people want to believe desperately in the miracles.
This is a way for me to grow my bank balance. This is a way for me to become richer.
This is Melissa. She's a Christian YouTuber who uses her platform to discuss theology, expose false teachings, and help people spot spiritual deception. Here was her take on Copeland.
What you give, you will get back. And if you can teach people that, if you can shut down their ability to even understand what the Bible actually teaches about it, and their ability to critically think, then that's an easy given that I believe that.
Morning. If we're trying to get a Bible before the service, is that the Bible store over there? The bookstore?
Oh, the bookstore? Yeah, just go in the main entrance and it's right to your left.
Thank you, sir. So they're a decently well organized unit. All right, we're infiltrating. We're going in. Oh my God, we'll see you in about 45 minutes. Sir. This is the moments we live for in this world.
Dude, this is how weird in the making.
And it's so and it's so disappointing because it's like these people like are just like trying to look for faith. Like if you really break it down to a T, like these people are just trying to look for faith, look for something to believe in. You feel me? And they trust this pastor, and it's just like this dude's low-key like kind of twisted. You know what I mean? So now that he's misconstruing and misusing the word or his like the religion that these people so want to get into and stuff like that, and using it against them. You know what I mean? Yo, like once you like really start thinking about it in like a deep level, it's so crazy, bro. Like just seeing how humans like interact with each other and stuff like that. Like if you really like take a step back and like look deep into stuff, it's really like crazy, bro.
I'll see you. I'm gonna go to the bookstore. How you doing, sir?
Morning, how you doing?
Oh, thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing? How you doing? Is there a way to buy a Bible right now, or no? Is the bookstore closed? Oh, bummer. I go get my Bible out of the car. I was hoping to buy one here. Thank you.
Top of the morning to you. How are you?
Great. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
How are you? Dressed in my Sunday best, I went into the service to get a feel for how the Copelands do church. I knew going in that Kenneth had an almost ridiculous amount of armed security. I mean, just look at how they responded to this woman who asked questions about scripture.
Can I ask you, do you think it's always God's will for you to be healthy and wealthy?
Yeah.
So how do you answer 1 Timothy chapter 6 when God says that those that desire to become rich fall into all kinds of temptations?
Actually, I'm going to get you somebody that can answer all your questions for you.
Okay. That's the person you said can help me, security?
Yes.
You don't want to be questioned? Why not Kenneth Copeland? Because he doesn't speak to people, does he?
I'm sure of course he speaks to people, but that's where they have staff pastors to meet and answer any questions.
So we went in incognito with spyglasses, trying to stay under the radar before we left the church to storm Kenneth's compound.
One of the things that was very much emphasized was the fact that there's cameras around and you've got to watch what you say because people are listening.
Describe the volunteer culture in the church.
Bro, this thing is like a cult, bro. Like, this isn't it like, shit feels like a cult, bro? Security guards, cameras everywhere. You gotta watch what you say or security gonna get your ass out of here, bro. Nah, this junk feel like a cult, bro.
It is very unhealthy. I also volunteered there for a while. I would definitely call it labor trafficking because they expect you to do everything for free and choose that over your actual job.
Love is King, Jesus is Lord. It's exciting.
Oh, so you don't even... Damn. Oh, my God. Wait. So she was there because that's the ex-employee. She said she went there. You don't even get paid. Nah. Let me stop pausing, though. This one gets mad interesting, though.
That's quite a person. You might be wondering, where is Kenneth? And the truth is, Mr. Copeland is rarely seen preaching at Eagle Mountain these days, and his daughter Terry has more or less taken over as lead pastor.
They used to put out reports that would let their partners know this is what we spend on missions, this is what we spend on employees, that type of thing. And when George and Terry took over, they decided they did not want any transparency at all whatsoever. So even percentages, not even with numbers, none of that is, or at least when I was there, was not available to the public.
As I sat in my chair, maybe I was being too cynical, but it felt like the entire sermon was laced with marketing pitches to get people to tithe, which is the biblical word for giving 10% of your income.
If you'll fill that out, put that either in the offering basket when it comes, put your prayer request on there, and that way we have your name.
We thank you for the ability to grow in wealth.
You see, Kenneth and other prosperity gospel preachers have morphed tithing into this weird formula that essentially, if you give money to them, an anointed prophet of God, that it will somehow translate into God then deciding to multiply your income. Now, some of you may have been expecting a bigger auditorium, and what you have to realize is most of Kenneth's audience is watching through TV, hence why they call him a televangelist. And in his church, he had dozens of ushers who also double as security, many of them probably armed, but most importantly, their job was to approach people sitting in the back and bring them up to pack the front of the church. The reason? To make the audience...
to make already stuttering, bro. To make it seem like it's packed, but in reality, like, everybody in the back is just like, it's full of empty seats in the back. So when the cameras get the shot, you just see a whole bunch of heads. So you automatically assuming automatically assuming it's like a packed house, but in reality, it's just like, there's a lot of empty seats, bro.
Look filled to capacity for the people watching on their TV back home.
The longer I was there, they started limiting bathroom breaks. You're not allowed to approach certain people. You're expected to all act the same, dress the same. They expected all the body shapes to be the same, telling people they were poorly representing Kenneth because they were a little bit overweight.
We're in a most important time in this nation. We need to know how to vote.
A quick note, folks, there's something called separation of church and state. One way that churches keep their tax-exempt status is by avoiding direct political endorsements. But here at Eagle Mountain, you see classes aimed at educating their members on how to vote. And Kenneth Copeland himself makes his political leanings pretty clear. Here where he mocks Joe Biden.
The media said Joe Biden's president. Ha 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 ha.
And here where he attends a Trump rally.
I copied his suit.
To some, this raises a fair question. Should the IRS be paying closer attention to this kind of activity?
People urge people to vote and they're training people to properly vote, and then in private, wink wink, it's for a certain generally Republican candidate, but not always. They can't go after that particular organization's tax-exempt status unless they actually have film of the pastor saying on film to vote for actually a person.
We snuck out halfway through the service so we could attempt to infiltrate Copeland's compound while his security team was focused on the people inside the church.
Like in some ways, it's a very passionate church service. Their music was excellent. Yeah. But then it almost felt like everything was like an infomercial to like go back into giving. Yeah. Bible verse, direct you back into giving.
Yeah. We see in a lot of these preachers is that they'll say,
isn't this kind of like a form of brainwashing? Because it's like, bro, like, obviously you're vulnerable. Like, you know, the people are there vulnerable. You know what I mean? They're learning about religion. They're preaching to their God. You feel me? And isn't it kind of like brainwashing, like, and like a type of like a manipulating brainwashing? Because it's like you're convincing people that are going to come into your church that if you give money to us, then God is going to give money back to you. Like, he's gonna, you know what I mean? He's gonna do, you know, up your bank account or get you out this slump, or, you feel me, make you better good looking, blah, blah, blah. And the fact that if you're a little big, if you're big, you can't enter the church, it's crazy, bro. Because it will hurt his reputation of the church, per se. That's crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Lord told me a number of you need to give $1,000, things like that.
Ushers, close the doors. Seed. If I get
I seen this. Yo, when this junk first came out, though, this junk had me crying, gang. This junk had me crying, bruh. He said, yo, ushers, close the doors. That junk had me crying, bruh. Oh, nah, bro.
If I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight.
I don't for a minute believe God is speaking to them like that. There's nothing like that in the Bible.
I really don't think you could listen to a single sermon by Kenneth Copeland or one of these other prosperity preachers where money is not, if not the focus, at least mentioned.
Churches are not required to file 990s. Some provide a church financial statement or an audited financial statement to the donors. Sometimes they'll just have a brief summary and an annual report.
Brother in arms of the Copeland Ministries. Let's freaking get it, okay? It's gonna be fun, boys.
While everyone else is worshiping in full swing, we're using that cover to get in here as deep as we can.
So if you go to the right here, there's an oil platform.
Oil field right there.
Look at this beautiful farmland. Who would have thought parishioners were paying for this beautiful farmland off of the... Oh, we got a gate.
Is there another way around?
Oh, it's opening.
Oh, boys! I think Kenneth might need to raise some money to patch some of the concrete here, the asphalt.
That's so kind of him that his gate opened for us. Let's see if this gate opens. It's a parsonage. So, oh my gosh.
Woo! This is the road that leads to Kenneth's home.
Does it open automatically, or is there people watching it? If it's people watching it and there's security watching the junk, nah, you gotta get fired, gang. If I'm what's the name, the pastor, bro, and I see the footage, and I see this Tommy G video come out, bro, and it's just like the gate just opening just cause, nigga, nah, you gonna have to see me, bro.
This is almost a billionaire's compound that he's gotten from church money, and to be behind enemy lines right now, driving up to his house, is an independent journalist's dream. I have a hunch it's gonna be like the first three.
No, this one needs a keypad. So, should we
Is that a greenhouse? That's a greenhouse.
Wait for someone?
No, he got a hoop. Yeah. Nice house, bro. House nice though. I ain't gonna lie.
Folks, you should know that on this mega mansion you see, Kenneth Copeland allegedly pays no property tax at all. That's because this house is claimed as a parsonage, which is a property that the church owns and provides for their pastor, which makes sense for most American pastors where the average salary is a modest $52,000 a year, and thereby provides housing for their pastors living a life of sacrifice. But should these tax breaks be used by the ultra-wealthy like Copeland, who for years now has avoided paying what should be a six-figure tax bill? You tell me in the comments.
Have you ever been to his parsonage, the house?
No, I never have.
Has it has many employees?
Not a lot. I think the people in housekeeping, in maintenance and housekeeping, security, all of that. But no, but the people that go down and decorate for Christmas.
I would assume that the church paid for this, yes.
He has a greenhouse over there, presumably on the church dime. There's a private hunting grounds. This is a playground for a man. I'm trying to see how this all lines up, because when Jesus walked into a temple and saw that people were buying and selling and making money in the temple, he flipped over the table and cracked the whip and said, "Get out of my house." How is this even possible to interpret the scripture in this way?
I honestly don't know. Like, the mental gymnastics it takes Kenneth Copeland and his congregation to correlate Jesus or any of the apostles to Kenneth Copeland is mind-numbing.
Can we call the church and ask the gate code?
It's your first time calling us?
It is, yeah.
So how can I pray with you today?
Oh, I would love to meet Kenneth Copeland. Is there a way to meet him? I was just really praying to be able to sit with him and get some wisdom from him. So I've been praying for a while to be able to meet him. I've reached out to him a few times and he hasn't responded. But yeah, we're at the gate to his house, but it's not open.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
I'm not sure how that works. I think the best thing that you can do is come to the church.
Oh no, we're already by his house.
We're at the there's 3 gates, and ironically the 2 first gates opened for us, and I see that as an act of God, to be honest. Like he wanted us to meet him at his house, but just the 3rd gate, it takes a passcode and I don't have it. Do you have that passcode?
You would have to go to the church.
Oh, okay. We've all become members.
I donated $69 this morning. I'm a member.
69, that's a big number. Good for you for your first donation.
A biblical number, some might say. So we've been praying for the gate code, but apparently...
Nah, this nigga Tommy G a funny nigga, bro. Nigga say... Nah, this nigga funny, bro. He trolling.
But it'll have the same height.
God's busy right now.
100%.
So we're gonna go to the private tarmac that he has, named after himself, and we're gonna further explore. Kenneth! Oh, Kenneth!
When we discovered there was this huge mansion on the property, church members would call us when it came out in the news and said, "We didn't even know about his mansion on the property." We've had informants tell us that it's got a sweeping spiral staircase like you would see in the old movie Gone with the Wind. It's got a bridge across the living room.
A bridge across the living room? Oh, this nigga. Yo. A bridge across the living room is crazy, bro.
Kenneth Copeland's closet.
I wouldn't even want a house that big, dude. I feel like it's too much, I feel like there's a thing of too much space, bro. You feel me? Like, mansions are nice and stuff like that, but holy, like, there's gonna be spaces in the house where you barely touch, bro.
Is approximately 35 feet by 20 feet, something like that. Bigger than most people's living room.
This is just a man's playground is really what we're on right now. People donated money so they could have a retirement home, a park, this biblical paradise in a way. They believed in this message that this was gonna be the city for us to come and gather and celebrate Jesus and the Lord and his love and his mercy. But instead, it's just some rich guy's playground. What kind of letters would you get from people asking, they talk about the letters asking for help?
We used to get a lot of like, I can't pay my rent, I just lost my job. Like, here's a copy of my lease. Can you pay my rent for this month?
And how often would he help these people?
Hardly ever. On average, I would touch probably 8,000 pieces of mail a month. I maybe saw 3 or 4 that got helped. Everyone else was, no, total.
In the
total?
Mm-hmm.
We're on Kenneth Copeland's private tarmac. Let's check it out.
Nah, total is crazy.
From what I've seen here, it doesn't seem like there's much distribution. Like, you look at the revival capital of the world, what he's been raising money on for the last 44 years, the distributions all went to him.
Do you have any idea what kind of money the church was bringing in through this on a weekly basis?
I can't give you like an exact number, but I know they did several fundraisers a year that would reach $10 million. I think last I heard, like Kenneth's personal net worth was like $760 million.
He's had planes since the 70s, and he's had jets since the 90s, and perhaps since the late 80s. But now he's got 2 private jets. They're owned by the ministry, and 2 twin-engine turboprop aircraft that are also owned by the ministry.
But the 3 things that he's missing are
the resort hotel for his parishioners.
Do you see that?
Nope. Kingdom Park, which looks like it got turned into a high-fence deer hunting ranch
for him.
And then Wisdom Heights, which is an elderly community for people that donated. And we've heard from people that some parents donated hundreds of thousands of dollars thinking that they would be able to retire here.
So do we have any proof that he actually did try and build the hotel or the park or the retirement?
Bro, and another thing, bro, with religion, bro, especially with like Christianity, bro, he bro, if he really believes in Christianity, doesn't he think like he's gonna have to face judgment for manipulating and brainwashing all of these people to give him money for his own needs and ingredients, and then twisting the words of the Lord for his own profit? Wouldn't he like think about that, or he probably has and just does not care? I don't know, bro.
The retirement community I don't think there's any proof that he ever tried to build that. The hotel, he never tried. I've never seen blueprints. There was never sewer or water or electricity brought into the property to be able to build something like that. The park, there's a Frisbee golf course. He raised or generated $700+ million. A Frisbee golf course, I guess, is you could say it's a park.
Who are you guys?
We're all tithers. We were just trying to see the parsonage because we've never seen any documentation on it.
Why are you out here on the runway?
Because the gates are all open for us. We were just cruising around.
No, you cannot be out here. This is an active strip.
No, it's not. We know it's not.
No, this is active.
It has to be repaid.
It's active.
Listen, I get you're out here to expose stuff. I get that.
He was supposed to build all this stuff.
I'm aware. Listen, that doesn't matter. What matters is that you are on a private airstrip on private property right now, and I need you to leave immediately.
But we're paying members of the church.
If you don't leave, you're going to be criminally trespassed by the police. Get in your vehicles and leave now.
No, I want to ask him about the resort hotel, Wisdom Heights, and the Kingdom Park. Is the Kingdom Park the Frisbee golf thing up there?
Hey, that's a work in progress, so just don't worry about it.
They said work in progress. For 44 years, bro. Nah, bro.
It's a joke to you.
No, I think the joke is a guy pretending to be like the power of Jesus Christ is secretly bawling while all the promises he made seem to have not come to fruition.
Well, let's take us to the church and we'll go to the church.
Okay, just go right out this gate.
We're going to go out this gate, guys, and head to the church. We're going to head to the church right now. Okay.
Damn, he rolled up, bro. He rolled up like he 007. Why he roll up like that? Nah, bro. Like you pressing me, King? Nah, why he roll up like that, bro? Nah, why he roll up like he 007 ducked up with the dual eagles? Nah, look at this. Nah, he pulled up mad, bro. He pulled up mad aggressive, bro. Nah, he pulled up mad aggressive, bro. Like he cool, bro. You was not cool, bro.
Hey, pal. We're just a couple parishioners, yeah.
Off the property now.
What is that badge, just by the way?
Off the property.
Can I see what it is?
You want to see this? Off the property.
Whoa, you flash your gun? We want to see your badge.
No.
You did.
Jack crap.
You did.
Get off the property.
Okay. Are you police?
What did you flash at us?
Doesn't matter.
You literally threatened us with your gun, dude.
Okay, look, he's doing it again.
No, I'm not.
We're unarmed. You are. Put your other arm up.
You do not belong on the property. How did you get on the property?
There's literally gates that you pull up to and they open.
No, there's not.
There it is.
How much do you want to bet? We rolled the whole time.
You got it. Please stop. What are you, how? Let me ask you, really guys, seriously?
Yeah.
What are you doing out here?
Look, the church. We're members.
You go to church here?
Yeah. And we're tithe members.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me show my receipt.
Receipt for
I
what?
gave Kenneth Copeland $69.
Okay,
a considerable sum.
Great.
Doing that with the gun was a little nuts.
Well, you know, when I get a call like this, what would you do?
What was the call?
the call is we got people on here that don't belong out here. That's what I got. So then when I pull up, I got a crowd of people, cameras flashing everywhere. What is going on? Yeah. And then you're on the runway.
Yeah. We'll get out the runway.
We'll meet at the church.
Holy shit. He jumped through his gun on us.
Hold on, my homeboy calling me. Hold on. Recording a video about you know who Tommy G is, bro?
Who?
You know who Tommy G is, the YouTuber? He do like documentaries and stuff like that about like corrupt.
I heard of him before.
Yeah. How you feel about like corrupt pastors in churches, bro? Like using money that they raise from their churches to buy things of their own pleasure and shit like that.
I mean, I feel like that's the reason a lot of people be like, people that's not Christian be like thinking a certain way of Christians because like corrupt church and stuff like that, or people that is Christians like me, but like kind of like make you not want to go to like it's hard to find. It makes it people not want to go to church because a lot of churches are corrupt, and I feel like it make people like mentally like if you're not a Christian, you kind of like you don't want to like looking from outside, you don't want to get into that because you feel like everything is like a scam. But every place ain't like that, but it's a lot. So then it's like I feel like it's just hard. It make it harder for like Christians to kind of like give in fully because you don't want to you don't want to find a church and then they be on that or they give you like false like stuff, and then that's gonna mess your whole like mindset up about Christianity. So I feel like it's weird, but I ain't gonna lie. Like that's why me personally, I need to find a church, but like, I'm not going to any church. Like you can't just go pull up to any random church and just go in because a lot of times it'd be something else going on.
Yeah, I know you really into. I just wanted to ask you the question because like I know you really into Christianity and stuff like that. I'm just watching the video, like I'm reacting to it right now, about like Tommy G. Like it's this church guy called Kenneth, and he's like the richest pastor in the world. And he made like a promise to like make like hotels or retirement home and stuff like that. Dude is worth $700 million. $700 million, bro. And then he's like,
has he done any of it?
No. He made a oil field for himself. He has a mansion and stuff like that. And all the promises that he made for people is like it never came to fruition. And he's been doing this for 44 years, I'm pretty sure they said. You feel me? So it's like, he's like, he's basically using the word of God and twisting it to like manipulate his, followers to donate money to him. You feel me?
They be the worst people, bro. And then it's probably people that's so deep in where they actually like, anything he say, they probably
they follow it. Yeah.
It don't matter what bro say. Anything he say, you know what I'm saying? It's weird, bro. And it would mess a lot of people up. Cause a lot of people like wherever church he at, a lot of people probably started at his church, so all they know is what he's saying. So it's like I don't know what he be preaching and stuff like that, but just based off like if you out there scamming, I'm pretty sure you ain't preaching the right stuff. Cause if you preaching the right stuff, you feel me? Like you wouldn't be scamming. So. I feel like I don't know, it's weird. That's why it's hard. It's not easy finding like a good church with like good like intentions. Like it ain't easy, bro. It'd be a lot of people out there like that. But they really like use the church as an excuse to like get money from people and stuff like that. And they feel like they know people are gonna be gullible because you're in church, so nobody gonna think, oh yeah, like they trying to get off me in church. So yeah, it's weird, bro. It's crazy. A lot of people do that, John, bro. But how long you finna be recording a video for?
Give me like 20.
So what's the real time, bro?
Like 20, bro, because there's only like 15 minutes left in the video.
All right.
That guy looks like fucking psycho.
Yeah, he was ready to
kill someone.
Kill us for Copeland, dude?
Yeah. Oh shit, it's gonna...
Did you just impersonate a police officer?
No, I didn't.
What'd you flash at us?
Shut the camera
What'd
off.
you flash at us?
It is my badge for the job.
Can you show me that?
No, I already showed it to you. And actually, that's probably more dangerous than a weapon, isn't it?
What? A camera? That's true.
What? I know it is.
Is this another?
Okay, guys, what do you want to ask?
We were going with you to the church, but you pulled over.
Yeah, I did. You noticed that.
These are the 6 pillars that Kenneth used to raise all his money. The resort hotel he promised, he did not build. Kingdom Park, he did not build. He built the radio and TV center. He did not build Wisdom Heights.
Where are we going?
I'm saying he committed fraud.
Allegedly. I think of all places you'd expect transparency, you would want it in a church. But the truth is, how KCM spends the donations it receives is something only they know, because churches are not required to file the Form 990, which is the financial disclosure form that other nonprofits must submit to the IRS. And the religion Kenneth claims to represent features its main character Jesus doing things like humbly riding a donkey into town and flipping over a table when men tried making money in the church, leading many to question, in what way does Kenneth's lavish lifestyle resemble anything remotely biblical? And furthermore, how does Kenneth allow
this nigga look
lavish
evil,
lifestyle resemble
gang.
anything remotely biblical? And furthermore, how is Kenneth allowed to enrich himself while completely being shielded by a tax code that was designed to protect genuine religious work?
The IRS has used 14-point criteria to categorize churches. And in the 80s, they were able to successfully prosecute a number of organizations that claimed to be churches that weren't, because they didn't have a membership that regularly attended the church. And nowadays, the IRS doesn't even want to investigate churches, and so Copeland's ministry is one of those that doesn't file a 990. So nobody knows, his donors don't know what's going on.
How is the IRS not looking into him?
That is a good question. I remember back in 2008, Senator Chuck Grassley attempted to do that. You know, in the United States, we have freedom of religion, and I'm grateful for that. But underneath that umbrella, you've got a wide berth there. If it's my religion to say, if you give me $1,000, God will heal you of cancer. If you're foolish enough to believe that, well, that's my religion. You agreed to it, so I'm covered. You can't come after me legally. You can't sue me.
So what are you here to do?
I'm here to point out a fraud.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Oh, I've got way more than this. I've got
I'm
more
sure
data
then
than...
why are you here?
Because
if
we
you
want
got
to...
Take your time, he's not putting it at the cops.
If I want to talk to George or Kenneth.
Okay, that's not going to happen today.
The only people that ever
Please
call me
tell
are
him to
lawyers.
shut the camera off.
I can't. That's his job.
Well, the next step is for you to vacate the property.
I'm a paying member.
Yeah, I know. $69 or
no, that was Tommy.
Tommy.
Okay.
$69. Whatever.
Yeah, but we pay for it.
I can show you the receipt. I paid $69 to this church.
And as of right now, you guys are criminal trespassing. We've asked you to leave. After this, you guys will no longer be allowed on this property.
For how long?
Extending up to a year.
Up to a year?
A year?
Can we mark the calendar and visit you in a year?
I think we'll mark it.
Yo, nah, this nigga Tommy top 5, bro. Nigga said you got a calendar? Nah, bro, that would have sent me.
That guy did flash a badge and his gun at us.
Okay.
I identified myself.
We won't press charges if you invite us back into the church right now.
Really? You're going to negotiate that on camera?
I think that's fair. Okay, so hop in your cars and head out.
See you next year, guys.
Yep. Take care, Steve.
See you next year.
Have a blessed day.
Thank you. Well, boys, we got our money's worth this Sunday. I think there's probably a lot of good things that happened at that church. You could tell there was a tight-knit community. There's a lot of love in the air. I'm not taking that away from these guys. What we are talking about, though, is when it's that much money on the line, it's fair to know how that's being allocated, how that's being spent, and why things that he promised to people. Like, there are old ladies at their house that donated absurd sums of money to this guy. And nothing ever came to fruition. Hey, I'm going to build you a retirement home. Nothing. In an effort to get both sides of the story, we reached out to Kenneth Copeland multiple times for an interview, but similar to Scientology, he typically does not do interviews because the results tend to be disastrous. But in the interest of fairness, I wanted to highlight the good Kenneth Copeland Ministries, or KCM, has done, and it was actually harder to find than I expected. I read through their 2024 report, and here were 3 major things that I found they celebrated. They distributed 84 million ministry materials, meaning things like books, CDs, and digital downloads. The report claims that they brought over 7 million people
people to salvation in Jesus Christ, and I learned that KCM has very strong ties with Israel and highlights donating surveillance equipment, security cameras, and tactical gear to their Israeli partners. Interesting. And after reading the report, most of KCM's charitable giving seems to be in the form of things like Copeland branded Bibles, sermon audio, and even a Copeland Christmas album, leading some to ask, is this really charity or is this just self-promotion disguised as ministry? I'm here on the scene with private investigators. You guys have been looking into the Copelands for how long?
For several decades.
How do you think he came across the funds to get this kind of stuff?
Well, he already had the property when they discovered that.
This nigga is making banks off of that oil field, bro. They just invested the money that he was getting from the church, bro, to like basically multiply his money even more. I ain't gonna lie.
When fracking was invented and they discovered they had gas underground there, and so they started drilling in about 1995 and were hoping to be self-sufficient.
But do we know what kind of funds he used to buy this? Do you know if it was church funds or otherwise?
He raised funds for Revival Capital of the World in the 70s. Purchased the property. He says he got it for a steal. He flew over the property when he was flying back from Oklahoma and said God told him that's going to be your property. And they discovered oil on it after they owned it.
I heard the Lord, I was looking across there. I heard the Lord say, see that tree right over there? And I said, yes, sir.
If you're looking at it from his point of view, God surprised him with the oil, why not use it, right?
Right.
Anything to add to this oil kingdom we see behind us?
Typically, when you have a nonprofit organization with drilling like this occurring on the land, it would be considered unrelated business income because oil drilling has nothing to do with the ministry of the nonprofit organization. There's a form called a 990T for unrelated business income. It would typically be reported and taxed, but there's a crazy loophole in the law. If the property's paid for, they do not have to report it as unrelated business income.
If we were to look at all the people...
So he's basically just using loopholes in the government system to get away with like purchasing all this stuff, bro. You feel me? Because the government gives a pass for churches, bro. And he's basically using that to his own advantage, basically.
Lived since biblical times to now, Kenneth Copeland would be in the top 0.00001% of lavish livers. I mean, there's kings that didn't even live like he does today.
And he uses those scriptures about Solomon, the riches of Solomon, to justify his wealth.
What if it's that same guy as yesterday just comes out and just starts firing?
I think that's the same. That's the same truck.
That's the same truck.
Is it?
And there's the helicopter right there.
Look at that. Hey, Kenneth! We need some answers! If you could speak directly to Kenneth, what would you tell him?
I'd tell him pay your fair share of taxes and get out of politics.
Our goal was to storm Kenneth's private jet hangar and climb aboard his luxury aircraft. So we tracked down the place where his jets were stored, and this is what happened next. We found out that Kenneth Copeland is not using his own tarmac to store his jets, but he's using this one right up here. So we're gonna see if we can find a way into his tarmac to see what his jets look like. You ready for a mission?
Yeah, we're at the Alliance Airport. There's a private hangar over here that holds Copeland's jet. And then whenever his buddies fly in on their private jets, they're all just racked against this fence line.
This is the place where the famous TikTok clip about Kenneth Copeland speaking like a demon to that lady, this is the famous area.
Since he got a bigger plane.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. This nigga is nightmare fuel, bro. This nigga is nightmare fuel, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Some people just got that look where it's like, yo, you just know something up with him, bro. You just know, like I just need to stay away from this person, bro.
Main plane can't land on that small of a runway anymore, so he had to move here.
What we're looking at right now is something that very few people in their life will ever even get access to. We're looking at a private airport. This is where the ultra wealthy fly out of. And the thing is, some of those people here at this airport are megachurch pastors. Jesus told people to go out and sacrifice, to go out and give into the people, to go out and struggle and suffer. He had disciples that were on the road preaching that got persecuted, that got killed for spreading the message, living in great discomfort, living a life of sacrifice, living a life that they gave up everything they had for Jesus. You guys tell me in the comments, does that fly with you?
Check this out. Check this out. Look what we got here. First parking space next to the door. EMIC, Eagle Mountain International Church. So this is where his fancy car parks. He goes in there for his jet. They paid a premium for this spot. How do you people give money to this man? I don't get it. I really don't. The question that comes to my mind is, how in God's green earth does someone rationalize making almost $1 billion off the backs of their donors and their own church members when there are so many real issues in the world? Hunger, education, housing, mental health. That's what our church is supposed to do, is to help the community. But instead we have this son of a bitch who is just racking up the income. Again, I'm not calling his members stupid, but I don't understand it. How does it feel speaking right now? And would you say there is a climate of fear to speak out against Kenneth Copeland?
I mean, I'm scared, but I also, that's just how I was raised, and I feel like it's breaking that tie.
Is there a real fear that someone would come after you for speaking out against him?
Potentially.
What is it that you want the people to walk away with after they see this episode on Kenneth, but also the bigger problem of misappropriation of funds within the church community?
There's a lot of issues in the system, in the religious system in America, but it has all the tools it needs to fix a lot of things too. American Christians are the most generous givers in the world per capita. They give more away to charity than anybody else. So that means that the Christian church has more resources than anybody else. It has more time than anybody else. So here's the crazy part. If reform was brought into the religious sector in America with these religious exemptions, the Christian church has enough resources, just if we stopped most of the theft in churches, to solve the top 30 global social issues, and it would affect no one's bottom line. You could change the world tomorrow.
The Apostle Paul makes an
Damn,
interesting...
they make him pink like that? Oh.
Statement in 2 Timothy 3, verse 13. He says that evil...
Y'all don't understand how much that it shows.
Men and imposters will grow from bad to worse, deceiving...
Off of just straight people giving you money, bro. That's actually crazy to think about, bro.
Being deceived. Both of those dynamics can be at work in the same person. Kenneth Copeland is actively deceiving people. He knows that he has given many, many false prophecies. I would tell Kenneth Copeland to repent. I would say to Kenneth Copeland, Kenneth, I don't hate you, but I do hate what you do.
But if I could say one thing to Kenneth Copeland, it would be, dude, the church should be the most accountable, transparent organization in the world. It is the literal arbiter and voice of Jesus, or the manifested voice of that. And instead it's the darkest, shadiest sector in the entire economy.
Folks, as you probably know, this is just the tip of the iceberg of what needs to be exposed about churches and pastors out there. And no one covers this better than Nate and his team at thereligionbusiness.com. And if you use my exclusive code, TommyG74, you get a discount and the ability to watch the entire series of all the work they cover. This is a really important issue, so I highly recommend you go to their website, buy the videos, buy the series, and check it out further. Thank you guys for joining. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Yo, nah, that's so deep, bro. Yeah, I need to get back on the Tommy G joint, bro. I need to get back on the Tommy G joint. This joint mad interesting, bro. You feel me? But that's the video, y'all. I hope y'all like and subscribe. The original video gonna be in link down below. And without further ado, I'll see y'all in the next video, man.